Previously on Chosen Ones, our cast meets a variety of new faces as they enter the Chosen Few compound, including a few of the previous Chosen Ones, Wynn Dual Knight and Peter Octavius. As they get to know each other, as well as their other fellow Sparks, a startling truth is discovered. Merlin Lancaster, the current Chosen One, has died. You all are currently right up next to the stage. Estel, Arthur, and Libris are all standing in front of you, and you have just been told Merlin has died.
Shui has... he doesn't understand the situation.
Neither does Brandy.
So he's looking at everyone else to gauge, like, their reactions.
Yeah, Avayath does, because Avayath knew Merlin personally, I think.
You've met her a couple times, yes. She took an interest in you when you showed your spark.
Yeah. So Avayath will say, that's some serious news. Why would you choose to tell us the news like this?
We did not intend to tell you the news at all. At least not this early.
And why are you keeping this a secret?
Because no one is supposed to know. A Chosen One dying is rare and not a good sign.
I suppose it is possible that this could cause panic.
It very easily could. And Estel is glancing at Arthur and Libris at that, who are both kind of sweating.
I'm not sure we could keep this a secret forever, then.
I mean, y'all seem like you're doing pretty decent.
Yes, well, she is able to, or was able to teleport from location to location pretty easily, so keeping the three of us as her wandering around performing her duties has kept suspicions at bay.
I don't really understand what's going on.
Libris kind of shuffles a little bit, and she's like, you met me before. A few weeks ago?
That was you?
Mm-hmm.
He sweats.
She sweats too.
Wait, did they already say how long Merlin's been dead, or do they not know?
You've not heard, no.
Oh. That would probably be Avayath's first question is, how long has this been going on with Merlin passed on and you all pretending to be her?
Estel speaks up at that, and it's just like, it's been going on for about a year now.
Oh.
An entire year?
Yes, we were hoping to have found the next Chosen One by now, but we haven't, so we're starting this program up again.
Yeah, that's a lot longer than I thought you were gonna say.
Usually a full year without a Chosen One showing up is a rarity. They tend to stack right up on top of each other.
Brandy leans down to Theo. Who's Merlin?
When I was telling you about the, the Chosen Ones thing.
Yeah, that phrase has been thrown around so much, it's kind of lost meaning at this point. What does that mean?
Like, someone super important, who has a very special ability that no one else has.
I see. Interesting. Leans back up.
Avayath steps forward, and he's like, well, in that case, I will become the next Chosen One. I'm confident that I have the qualifications. I'm not sure what the process is yet.
Yeah, that's the spirit!
Who says that?
That's Wynn.
Wynn, yeah. I was like, of course Wynn's the only one who'd say that. Everyone else is like...
No, it's Peter.
Yeah. I will go out and find whatever it takes to become the next Chosen One, as soon as possible.
Yeah, well, that's the point of this whole program, is to get you guys together so we can help find you, I guess. None of you really seem to be displaying any sort of ability that's extremely out there, but, you know, there's been chosen ones that don't know they're chosen ones, so...
Avayath just nods yes, very enthusiastically.
Shui's not looking any more enlightened than he was, like, 5 minutes ago.
Estel kind of looks at you and is just like, what are you confused about?
Who killed Merlin?
No one did. She just died.
Insight check. I don't believe that as far as I can throw that woman. 16.
She appears to be telling the truth.
Liar.
She's just like, are you sure she was the chosen one then?
We are absolutely sure. No one had the potential or ability that Merlin had.
How'd she die then?
Estel kind of pauses for a moment and bites her lip, and she's like, we're not trying to cause panic here. She just died, I told you. You don't need the details right now.
So she was killed then?
Not by a person, though.
That is still not as reassuring as one might imagine it to sound.
Shui nods.
Not knowing can lead to people assuming the worst case scenario, I think.
Merlin is dead. That's all there is to it. The details, like I said, don't matter right now. They won't help us prevent panic, and they won't help us discover the next chosen one.
But it could help us avoid dying from the same cause.
We have measures in place to prevent the worst from happening. That's why we've gathered you here.
Y'all have a fun time with that.
Yeah, so I feel like I'm not really needed here.
You have a spark. You are required to stay.
Required?
It's not safe for you to leave these walls.
Is that at all related?
Perhaps. We're not sure.
Right, okay. Well, you know, I mean, this is great. Sorry, Brandy.
If you need anything from the house, I can go run out and grab it. Won't be that big a deal.
No, you have to stay as well.
Why?
You have a spark.
I'm sorry.
You have a spark. You are a spark.
Blink, blink.
Yeah, blink, blink.
Blink too.
I told you, Theo, when I met you before. I know these things.
Yes, and I believe you. What does that mean?
It means exactly what it says. I know that your friend here has a spark.
Alright.
Arthur can confirm, can't you? And Arthur nods at that. Yes, I actually am like all of you. I'm not a chosen one, but I do have a spark. At least, my ability is to find other sparks, so not incredibly useful and not really chosen one material, but I can confirm you do have one.
Don't worry, Brandy. Theo puts, like, a hand on his arm, I guess, and is like, I'm sure you have something really special.
Yeah, I doubt that. And like I said, like, if you need something, I can go out and get it. It's not I'm a pretty tough guy. I don't think I'm too worried about it.
It is important that you stay behind the walls.
Yeah, if it's dangerous, I don't think I would feel very good about requesting anything of you.
Yeah, alright. He winks. Wink, wink. It's like, nah, yeah, I get you. Nah. I won't leave the walls. Wink, wink.
I don't... Is something in your eye?
It's fine, don't worry about it.
We will explain the situation more slowly over time. Right now, as we said, we're trying not to cause panic.
Shui's looking at the other sparks that are there, as in not the main cast.
Titus looks pretty nervous. Essence looks kind of interested, I would say. Riddle doesn't really seem to be paying attention, and Draga is beating two stones together on the ground.
Got quite the colorful cast here.
She was just like, when do we start?
Tomorrow.
Looks at sky. About what time is it?
At this point, I would say it's probably 5 or 6 p.m.
Do we sleep here?
No, we have facilities for you.
Who says that? I'm sorry, Estel?
That was Estel, yes.
Okay. And Shui kind of looks at everyone else. I mean, I guess he's okay with it.
They gonna get their own individual rooms, or what's happening?
No, you get to choose your own roommates, but it is required for the safety of everyone that at least 4 people be grouped together.
Wow, well, I wonder who out of the 4 here that we are all gonna group together with. That's interesting. I wonder which 4 people here.
You're right, that is an odd number, 3. No, I'm just kidding.
No, that's a good choice. I'll sleep outside.
I wonder if it'll be the most vocal ones out of the people here in the audience.
Yeah, I wonder if it'll be the people that are most engaged in this conversation right now. That's interesting.
Hey, Brandy, I mean, we're already friends. We should probably
I know,
be roommates.
right? It's like, whoa, and then we were talking to these 2. It's like, what? Okay, I'm sorry.
Brandy, you're talking strangely.
Oh my god. Okay, anyway. Estel kind of just still stands on the stage and crosses her arms, and she's just like, I apologize. If we'd been more organized, this wouldn't have happened.
I don't care. I ain't upset about it.
I don't think it's the lack of organization that bothers me, but rather the deceit. But it's fine. I understand your reasoning. I don't want to cause panic and all that.
Arthur kind of adjusts his scarf a little bit and looks around at the group, and he's like, I am the head of this facility, so if anyone needs anything, you are free to come talk to me at any point.
Gotcha.
Will do.
But for tonight, perhaps you should all just go settle down and find your places.
Gotcha.
Shui kind of gets up, and snacks fall like out of his sleeves.
Essence actually comes up and approaches you with a big smile on her face, and she's like, do you want a room together?
Shui looks at her and is like, oh, you're not mad at me?
Why would I be mad? You said I was your favorite, right?
He smiles and he's like, I did.
Then let's room together.
Wait, so you want to be roommates?
Yeah.
Shui is kind of excited because he's never. Oops, sorry. I activated Siri.
Sorry.
Stop! Siri also apologized. Lost my train of thought. I've never had a roommate before.
Oh, I've had lots.
Anything tragic happened to them?
Yes, actually ask that. I'm sorry. Shui laughs and he's like, yeah, I'll be your roommate.
Awesome. Let's go pick out a cabin then.
Oh my god.
Could you say it again?
What the hell is wrong with you?
I don't know. I'm not saying it for him. It's my sword. It's my sword. That's Shui's sword, yeah?
It's your sword. Oh my god. Anyway, she kind of like hooks her arm through your arm and starts to like drag you without any direction from the others in a certain direction of the camp.
He's like, whoa, okay, bye guys. And he waves.
I think I saw them this way.
He is he's waving like bye, I guess, to Avayath and Theo and Brandy.
Draga kind of comes up to you, Avayath, still clanking stones together, and she's like, do you want to room together?
Give me some time to think about it.
We can talk all about the different type of stones in the mountains.
That does sound like fun, but I actually have someone in mind.
She kind of shrugs and wanders off to someone else to ask.
Avayath didn't have someone in mind. It's just like, not this one.
You see her go up to Titus, who kind of seems to chuckle at whatever she's saying and nods.
Avayath walks up to Brandy and Theo and asks, would you two be interested in sharing a room with me?
No.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Theo opens his mouth to respond, but looks to Brandy's expression first.
Yeah, he nods and he's like, I mean, I don't... If you'll have us, I suppose.
Of course, I always go to bed early, so I shouldn't be a disturbance.
The tabaxi kind of wanders up to your little group and is kind of glancing around. You see Titus and Draga have kind of gone off in the direction that Essence and Shui went. And he walks up to you and is just like, "You guys looking for a roommate?"
I suppose so, we do need a fourth after all.
Well, looks like everyone else already paired off.
Alright, well, if you two don't mind, then sure, you can join us.
Splendid. Nice to meet you. I'm Riddle.
I am Avayath.
Avayath, yes, I've heard of you.
He nods. His name is Brandy, and his name is Theo.
Estel kind of looks towards your group, and she kind of pauses for a moment and looks up to where she saw Essence go, and she leans over and kind of whispers something to Arthur, who kind of shakes his head no, and she frowns. And she leans back up and looks to your group and is just like, "Well, if you go the direction that Miss Essence just went in, you'll find your rooms."
Well, thank you for giving us the place to stay.
Of course. Thank you for agreeing to come.
My pleasure. And he grabs some ribs and then starts heading out.
Okay, so switching back over to Shui, who is currently being dragged by Essence, you approach 4 kind of like huts that are kind of set up. They're on little stilts. Imagine like old cabins, like that are in kind of like woods for like summer camps and stuff is what these are. So they're kind of protected against any flooding or anything like that. There are 4 in front of you, and you see behind them there are smaller huts that have little names on top of them for Libris, Estel, Peter, and Wynn.
Oh. So Shui's looking at these buildings, and he's like, "Oh, which one is ours?"
I think we get to pick. Oh, are the mentors behind us? That's interesting.
Shui, looks, and he's like, "Oh, you're right." And then he kind of squints his eyes, and he looks at Peter's, and he's like, I think he's the guy with the elven sword."
Elven sword?
He points towards Peter's tent, yeah.
He didn't look like an elf to me.
He's like, "Well, I think you might be right."
He's got those funky eyes. The soul folk, I think? Roll a history check.
I've never met a Souls folk before. Oh, okay. Please, thank you. Okay. Oh, fuck. Got a nat 20. Can I reroll?
Yes, you have. You have met a lot of them. They are very common, especially in major cities. They are extremely common. You know from Dashi telling you, they used to not be nearly as common as they are. It's only been in the past 40 years, almost 50% of human children that are born are not born human, they are born as soul folk. But they have human parents. And you would, with that 20 I'll also give you, you would know Peter he's dubbed the first soul folk.
He's just like, maybe it's because he's a soul folk that he can use an elven sword?
I don't know much about elven swords. Do they... I mean, it's kind of in the name. Do they require elves to be able to use them?
I don't really understand it.
Well, that's weird. Is that who you wanted to room behind? Or in front of, I guess.
He's just like, I want him to train me.
You want him to train you?
Yeah, I don't know how to use my elven sword, so...
Huh. Is that what's on your hip there?
He looks at his hip, and he's like, mm-hmm. And he, kinda takes it out. And he's like, but I can't unsheath it, though.
Can I see it?
He's like, sure.
She takes it, and she's kind of like looking it over. Yeah, she grips the hilt of the sword. Appears like she's about to try and pull it out when you hear Titus and Draga kind of come up from behind you. You hear, because Draga, you hear the... as she's like clapping the stones together, and Titus is like, "Stop, you're gonna make a fire." And she's just like, "I like the sparks." And they come up behind you, and Titus looks up and is just like, "Oh, you two, the others, I think, I would assume paired off. Draga thought we'd have better luck rooming with you."
Shui looks at Essence and then turns towards them. He's like, sure, I don't mind. What about you, Essence?
She looks at the other two, cocks her head a little bit, and is like, sure, that's fine. And she gives you the sword back.
He takes it.
That's an interesting weapon. It seems very powerful.
Does it?
Yeah, it's got like a energy rating off of it. Kind of primal.
Huh? He says, and he like squints his eyes as if he could see it.
As you guys are talking, the other four have come up at this point. You guys are heading your way.
And meanwhile, she just like, huh? How can you tell? Essence, I don't see it. Where is it?
And you see this. You see the same thing. You see 4 huts laid out with 4 smaller huts behind them with the mentors' names on them.
She's like, oh, hi guys.
Howdy.
Are you rooming together? He says.
I guess so.
Nod.
Shui points to the hut that's kind of in front of Peter's, and he's just like, I'm gonna be staying in that one.
We're going to be staying in that one. Essence puts her hand on your shoulder.
Yeah. He gives her a little smile. Which one are you guys thinking of?
Is there much difference?
Any of them are fine with me. We're gonna have to pick at random, I guess. Eeny, meeny, miny, moe, because I'll tell you about
Wow, I picked Peter's. No, okay, sorry.
Wow, I picked Peter's.
Avayath, I think they're already doing that one.
Oh. Okay, I guess I gotta start all over again then.
Shui's like, yeah!
Eeny, meeny, miny, moe, 'cause I'll tell you.
Let's just do it. Fuck it. Shui, you want to stay in Peter's?
Essence's grip tightens on your shoulder.
Yeah.
And Avayath, do you want to stay in Peter's too?
If there's enough room, I wouldn't mind.
Well, I mean, to be honest, if we got 2 folks here who want to go into Peter's and 2 folks who don't really, and the rest of us don't really care, it might make more sense for Shui to room with us then.
Shui already agreed to room with me, though.
Well, I mean, it's not like it's permanent residence, I guess.
You're right. She takes her hand off. We'll room together a different time.
Shui looks at her, kind of like confused. He's like,
She smiles at you.
He's like, wait, are you sure?
You wanted to room in Peter's, right? Is Peter your favorite?
She gives me so much anxiety. I'm not joking.
Like, literally, I was waiting for her to try and pull that sword open and fucking stab Shui in the fucking neck. Like, immediately. I do not like this woman at all.
I get that we just met her and we don't know her deal, but the way she acts just gives me so much anxiety.
Exactly. She's literally like that coworker you meet that you know is on the verge of snapping at any point, and you're just waiting for it to happen.
She's just like, well, I don't know yet, but
You seemed to know earlier when you said it was me.
yeah, well, I haven't talked to Peter much.
It's fine. Go room with your friends.
But you're my friend too.
She still smiles, but just kind of gives you a little pat on the shoulder. Good luck with your sword, Shui.
He smiles and is like, thank you, and he bows.
And she starts heading towards a different hut. She goes towards Estel's.
Of course she does, that fucking bitch. Bitches love bitches.
Bitches love bitches. Yeah. So she heads off, and then Riddle's just kind of looking after the sign. Is just like, well, I guess you've all made up your minds. So I'm with the interesting, bubbly one, the rock one, and the quiet one.
Sorry about that. I thought it just made more sense this way.
No, it's fine. It's fine. And he kind of like heads off.
Don't do this.
So he heads off, and Titus gives you a little wave, Theo, and is like, maybe we'll do some training together.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
And he kind of glances off to where Essence went, and he's like, she seems a little, strange.
Yeah.
I'm sure she's not so bad.
Yeah, I'm sure as well. Just needs maybe someone to calm her down a bit.
Just, keep an eye on her.
I will. Come on, Draga. Yes, let's go.
Theo looks sympathetically towards Titus as he walks away.
And they go into the hut.
Oh yes, my plan to get the main characters back together is gone. Perfectly.
You were like, I was like, Essence is 100% gonna ask Shui to room with her, so, like...
And I was like, yoink.
Well, Brandy, let's go see what our accommodations will be looking like.
Yeah, why don't we give it a look over, y'all?
Shui runs in.
Avayath marches in loudly.
So you guys enter this room. It is fully furnished room with 2 bunk beds in it inside. This one is themed with black and gray colors, and like I said, there is the smaller room behind it. There is kind of like a little closet space in the back for you guys. It's not super big, but it is enough to hold like the basics for all of you. There's no bathroom because there's no bathroom in here. It's outhouses. I'm sorry, you guys.
We shit in a hole in the backyard.
It seems to be pretty strictly a bedroom.
Shui's like, wow, I've never slept in a real bed before.
I was just about to say it's so good for you to have your own bed, Brandy, but excuse me, Shui.
Where I'm from, we sleep on these what do you call them in common? I guess they're like mats.
Oh. Well, I'm sure this will be a good experience for you.
He runs and he wants to jump onto the top bunk. Do I roll? Can he? Yeah, thank you.
Roll an athletics check. You can roll athletics or acrobatics. I'll let you decide.
They both have the same mod. That's a 20, not natural 20.
You glide up onto this bed, slide perfectly under the sheets and out onto the other end with your head resting on the pillow.
Wow, Shui. I thought you said you'd never been in a bed before.
Like you need experience. Wow, you're so well versed in getting into the bed.
Look, he did a cool thing.
He's laughing right now. He's like, I'm taller than you. Yeah, no, he doesn't say that. I'm taller than you, Yaya.
Oh, I forgot you called him that.
It appears you are.
Here's a question. How big are the beds themselves? Like, what size bed would they
They're about
be?
full-sized.
Oh, okay, that's pretty good.
Look at that, Brandy.
Yeah, they were accounting for the fact that there might be some larger races coming.
Mm-hmm.
No more hay.
I mean, I didn't mind that very much.
Well, I minded.
Well, thanks. Yeah, if y'all wanna put your stuff in the closet or whatnot, I don't really got much on me, so y'all can have that space if you need it.
Neither does Shui. I think he just had snacks for his...
He brought snacks.
He brought food, and
Y'all are
was
gonna be
exhausted.
in one change of clothing.
Yeah. Literally until outfit 2 comes along.
Well, I guess I'll go on the top bunk too. I mean, unless you wanted that.
I don't want it to snap underneath me, to be honest.
Yeah, that might be why I suggested it.
Yeah, that would be wise.
Can you imagine?
I would note these bed frames are made out of metal instead of wood.
But still, I like to imagine, like, Theo just getting sandwiched.
Like in the middle of the night, he's just laying in bed and then just goes...
Anyway, Theo he'll climb up to the top bunk and just kind of sit on the edge and kind of, I guess, swing his legs a little bit.
I would say you guys hang out here till about probably 8 p.m. Before you hear a knock at the door.
Who is it?
It's Peter.
Shui jumps out of bed. And he's gonna scramble over to the door and open it.
Yeah, you see Peter standing in front of you, kind of glancing in to see who's inside, and is just like, so you picked in front of my hut.
Shui nods his head, like, really, really excitedly. He looks like he's vibrating.
I see. Well, you'll do your daily check-ins with me then before you go to bed.
Yes, master!
Don't call me that. I'm not your master. I'm your mentor.
Shui kind of like tilts his head, like, is there a difference? But he doesn't ask that because he doesn't want to sound stupid.
Well, come with me then, you four. We're doing your check-in.
Yes, sir.
Alright.
Shui does like a little hop.
Theo kind of slides off the top bunk and hops down.
All right, so he goes around to there's two entrances. There's one in the front and the back. He goes through the back of the hut to where his hut is located, and he directs you to go inside of his. It's pretty similar to yours. Same color scheme, a metal bed frame, a little bit of a closet space. But roll a perception check for me as you come in.
12 plus 3 is 15.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's 17.
Theo got 22.
Damn.
At 13.
Okay, so Theo and Brandy, you both notice when you walk in. It appears on the back side of Peter's front door is a very kind of like faded out sigil of some kind. That it's hard to notice at first when you walk in. You wouldn't have noticed if something about it seemed to have caught your eye. Speaking of which, Brandy, I want you to roll a history check.
Yeehaw. Let's see that history score. It's a +2 also. Because I'm proficient in history. That's rough. Womp. 6.
6?
Yeah.
For a split second, something about this seems familiar to you, but it's so weathered down and old on this door that you can't quite place where you've seen it. All right, so Peter leads you all into his place, and he goes inside of his closet for a moment, seems to be kind of shuffling around a bit, and then comes back out. He has some kind of like mask on his face. It almost looks like a plague mask, and is approaching you guys with gloves on his hands, and he has this little, I'm trying to figure out how to describe it. It's not modern day times, obviously, but the best way I can describe it is it looks like one of those handheld metal detectors, I guess.
Okay.
And he comes up and he's just like, one of you step forward.
What does this entail?
It looks like he has like a fucking Geiger counter.
Avayath steps forward without asking.
He kind of very quickly just goes right down in front of you and then on each side of you and then the back of you. Doesn't actually touch you or anything, but this thing, after he does these 4 swipes, kind of glows bright with some kind of arcanic energy for a moment. And then it beeps a few times, it doesn't beep, it flickers a few times before settling on the color red. And Peter's just like, okay, clear, next person.
Me. Yeah, Shui goes up.
But, so what exactly is going on?
It's a safety measure.
What is it measuring?
Safety.
Okay.
Well, I've got lots of safeties, so it definitely worked.
He looks frustrated, and he's just like, listen, I'm not supposed to talk about it. Estel wants to keep things under wraps.
Oh, okay. Sorry, okay.
No, you're right to question things. She's wrong to hide them from you. And then he very quickly does it to Shui as well, and again, it settles on red.
Shui checks like his body to see if he's glowing at all.
You're not. There is like a little bit of like static though, like your hair kind of.
Interesting.
Yeah. You got really puffy.
We couldn't see it on Avayath because, you know.
Yeah, he's got his armor on.
Yeah.
His helmet is just full though.
Full of what?
Hair.
Beef from Wendy's.
Beef. So he's looking between Brandy and Theo. Next person.
Theo steps forward.
He very quickly does it to you. It takes a couple more seconds to turn red before than it did the other two, but it finally settles. And he furrows his brow a bit at that, but then looks and nods.
What does that mean?
Nothing. I thought it picked up something, but doesn't seem like it did.
That... Something what? What else is it supposed to detect?
Again, I'm not supposed to talk about it.
Yeah, right. Sorry. He'll, step back again.
You don't have to apologize.
He gives an awkward smile.
He looks to Brandy and nods. Come forward.
Yeah. Walk, 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 walk.
And he does the same thing to you. 4 quick swipes on either side of you. It flickers a few times before settling on a very soft green color, and he pulls the mask down and frowns immediately and glances up at you. You been anywhere recently?
A barn.
Before that?
The woods.
Where? What woods?
I don't know. I don't really know the name of anything around here.
What did they look like?
Fucking woods. I don't... Big trees. I guess.
Look, Brandy's been having some trouble with his, memory. I don't think it... is very...
When did that start?
When I met him?
So after the woods.
No.
No, I
was
just...
traveling.
Ever since...
Yeah.
He quickly takes off his gloves and mask and puts the little detector back in his closet, and he comes back out with this bottle of clear but vaguely sparkling liquid that he hands to you, and he's like, drink 2 sips of this every night for the next week. We'll check you again.
Why? What the hell is this?
It's medicine, I suppose.
Y'all cannot expect me to drink. I'm sorry. Y'all cannot expect me to start drinking random liquids you hand over to me without questioning it, yeah?
You can check it if you want.
How?
He kind of looks at you and looks around the group, and he's like, do none of you know anything about potions?
I can make a potion.
But you don't know anything about them.
Sure don't.
This is known as God's liquor.
Alright. Yeah? What does that mean?
It is mixed with tears infused from the god Elther.
Avayath is just going to insight this.
Go for it.
Yeah, very confused. Gonna do the same.
Avayath is not good at insight.
8.
16.
He appears to be telling the truth. And Avayath, you recognize that name. Elther was the name of the god that Rue worshipped.
Oh. Avayath probably won't say anything about that. He's still just confused.
It is supposed to stave off infection.
What sort of infection?
All kinds, any kinds.
Brandy, how much of that do you have?
We have enough.
Well, I was just saying, I could, test it and see what happens. Nothing bad would happen to me.
If you would like, you can. You did show a slight trace, so it wouldn't be a bad idea.
Oh. Trace of what? Ugh.
Again, if I could tell you, I would. Give it a few days. I'll talk to Estel.
Well, I don't know that I want to stay a few days if...
You especially, do not get to leave.
I don't think you get to make that choice, to be honest.
I am making that choice.
We'll see about that, then.
He puts his hand on his hilt, and he's like, I don't want to play this game with you.
Are we... So is this becoming a hostage situation, then?
Possibly.
I'm so sorry. No, it's all fine. Brandy, let's just, take the vial for now,
Sure. I'll take it for now.
Theo will attempt to take it from Brandy.
If you have problems, I'm not the one to talk to about it. Either Arthur or Estel.
Well, then start bringing us one of them, then.
They're around. Find them yourselves.
No. He walks out.
Theo looks nervously between everyone. He's like, sorry, and he'll go after Brandy. I am so sorry for this, Brandy. I could have just not brought you or said anything at all.
No, you're fine. These people are... I don't like folks that keep secrets like that don't sit right with me.
I mean, I guess it makes sense with how important everything is and how high stakes everything is, but again, I definitely don't like it either.
Yeah, I don't know. This doesn't sit right.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. God,
No,
I'm
it
so
ain't your
stupid.
fault. It's no. It ain't your fault. It's this place. That's all. We'll now deal with it. It ain't a big deal. I've dealt with worse.
But your memory thing, I mean, have you dealt with worse?
Yeah, don't worry about it. It's alright.
Okay. I mean, I'll still worry about it, but...
Yeah. Let's just go back to the hut, yeah.
Theo nods, and he's like, I will test, this, just to see if it does anything, particular, you know.
As you guys are walking back, both of you roll a perception check.
Boy, oh boy.
21.
3. Natural 1.
Oh, no. No. So Brandy is probably kind of, I guess, just stewing on that. Probably not super happy with how that conversation just went, and not paying attention. But Theo, as you are walking back to the hut, you kind of see the moon is coming up out from behind the clouds in the sky, and it is like a very vibrant orange.
I read something about that?
Roll a history check.
Alright, look at my history. 2. Okay.
Nope. Sure haven't.
So Theo will point up to it though, and he's like, the moon sure looks strange, doesn't it?
Looks up to the moon.
I guess I don't study the stars and everything as well as I, like to profess.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I'll have to look into that.
And it seems, as you guys are watching it, clouds roll back over the moon.
Orange moon. I wonder if there's anything on that.
I keep calling out your name, so you know I'm still here to wipe away your tears. If we fall, at least we're falling as one in the end. Let me take your last breath.